Welcome to Bruins Breakaway Live. There they go. The Bruins a little bit banged up, waiting to see if Pavel Zacha is going to join the team today after missing yesterday's game. Nikita Zadorov and company. He's been wearing the A recently with all the injuries, and of course he's earned it in the house as the Bruins take on the Detroit Red Wings for the first of 4 this season. With that, we welcome you to Bruins Breakaway Live, presented by Granite City Electric Supply. Sophia, Billy, and Barry, happy belated Thanksgiving. Thanks for hosting, Billy. Billy hosted us. We had the best time.
That we did.
It really was wonderful.
Yes, you guys made it great.
It was very nice for you to open up your house to us. We
Your
had
family.
a great time. Of course, your family coming in from Chicago, who I hadn't seen for a few months. It was great to see everybody again. And your daughter coming back, too. It was good. All around. It was a great day.
And she's gone.
She's gone.
On a flight this morning.
Back to school.
By the way, she told me she couldn't wait.
I know. Trust me.
Not for naught.
It was, I want to be, funny, and, I'm not funny and irreverent, but that I am. But, no, it was fantastic. Obviously family, but having great friends around. Yep. That's what it's about. An unbelievable food, impressive performance, both of you.
Thank you.
The other night. I can tell you, I feel like I'm wearing a 70s suit down here.
It's a little tight.
It's a little too tight.
And it looked like yesterday afternoon, too, the Bruins were having a little bit of Thursday dinner as well, my good friend.
A little tryptophan was still kicking in. It was not
it was pretty.
It was literally a sleepy, kind of foggy start yesterday for the Bruins.
It was. They didn't get on the board until the third period after the Rangers had already scored 4 goals. Morgan Geekie talked about it after the game and how the fans voiced their displeasure.
We get booed off the ice in the second. We totally deserve it. And, we know we got to get the crowd back into it. And I thought we came out well in the third and battled back to make it 4-2. And it's a game at that point. And just couldn't find a way to close the gap. So it's a good league, but it's tough to win games when you only play 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
I think we have to respond the right way. I don't care who's in the lineup or not, but we need we just need a better effort, going in today against a good hockey team again.
All right, guys, let's talk about that effort. The Bruins with 16 turnovers. Turnovers were a bit of a problem, but just energy-wise as well.
Yeah, they were. But as we were talking about Thursday when we were at Billy's place and you were eating, Billy and I were talking a little bit about this game, and we were worried about it. We were worried about it because it was the first game home from a road trip where you were traveling from coast to coast and playing. You had played Wednesday night. Thursday was Thanksgiving. You and I always give the visiting team a little bit of a break. An advantage because they don't make the mistakes like these early on because they're a little bit sharper. Then you take out Pasta and Zacha, and it's like, okay, I got a problem.
Yeah, help, waving for help. Listen to everything that Barry just talked about there. This is always a tough game, the home game on Thanksgiving for a team, as it is, without all the things Barry just mentioned. Given that family's usually in town, you're hosting, you're doing what, you're trying to do something. The visiting team, and Razor and I talked about it this morning on Morning Brew, about how, the Rangers played on the road on Wednesday. They fly here. They don't get in very late. They have Thursday off. They're prepping all day for this game. It's a road game type of thing.
And they've been playing well on the road versus home, right?
Much better on the road. Yeah. So with all that said, not an excuse, just the reality. Marco said it. They have to have a much better effort. They actually had some chances in the second, even though the shots discrepancy were pretty big. Some better chances. Third period, much better, but way too little too late. But I got to imagine, they're only human. I know, Barry, and you can speak to this better. But when you hear that Pastrnak and Zacha are going to be out of the lineup, you're coming to the rink on Thursday. Yep. Even though next man up mentality, I get all that. But that's a big blow to your team kind of vision going on the ice.
Yeah, it is, especially when they're already missing so many top 6 forwards to begin with. This is injury. We've been talking about it all year long, the schedule, and even the last week, you're looking around the National Hockey League, the serious injuries to players that are going to be done. Man, oh man, it's a really tough season this year, schedule-wise. I
sure hope it's worth it in the end. I don't want to get too much on a tangent, but I hope it's worth it because the Olympics are great. I mean, whatever. Well, again, I'll stay online here. I hope it's worth it when it's all said, because I hope players aren't so messed up that especially coming back from the Olympics, whether they play in them or not. Meaning whether they're a player that plays in or not, that they can be there for their NHL team. Because this is crazy right now.
It is.
For many teams, not just the Bees.
No, 100%. We, as you guys mentioned, David Pastrnak, Pavel Zacha. These guys were missing from the lineup yesterday. For David Pastrnak, he had played up until yesterday in 298 consecutive regular and postseason games. With that, we're going to bring in Andrew Raycroft, who is ringside with us tonight. Razor, when you've been on the desk, we were talking about it. You just heard Billy say it's crazy. It's not just the Bruins that are feeling it. It's teams around the league, but the Bruins are really banged up. What are you hearing right now?
They're extremely banged up, and Henry Jokiharju got injured yesterday. He is not in the lineup, so Michael Callahan checks back in the lineup for the Bruins. Pavel Zacha talked a little bit after the morning skate this morning about the injuries, not just with the Boston Bruins, but around the league, and what it's like for the players to fight through it and try to get themselves back in the lineup as soon as possible without risking further injury.
Feel better. I think it's going to be kind of game time decision there, but feeling better, be able to skate, kind of push guys around. So it was nice to do that yesterday and today. So I feel more confident it's going to get better soon. Yeah, as a player, you want to get back as quick as you can. Especially it's hard to watch the games. Like yesterday, watching the game, it's just hard, and you can help the team, and that's what I'm hoping, that all of us get healthy as soon as possible. I think everyone's gone on a good way, so hopefully we get there soon.
Well, as you heard, Pavel Zacha skated this morning. We'll take warm-up, hoping to be back in the lineup tonight, which will be huge for the Boston Bruins and their top six. They did get help with Casey Middlestat jumping back in the lineup and scoring yesterday against the New York Rangers. Victor Arvidsson skated today, so he's gotten a little bit closer. Of course, the big one's 88, not in the lineup. 73 skated a little bit, but he's far from the lineup as well. But you guys touched on it. Everybody in the league's having to deal with this. For the Bruins today, it's all about resetting after yesterday. Not losing 2 games in a row, especially on home ice, especially against Eastern Conference division teams that you expect to battle with the playoffs. So no excuses, like Marco said today. They have to have a reset, and they have to have a much better effort tonight at the Garden.
Razor, thanks for that, and I'll just add to that, a good chance for the young guys who've been called up to prove something. Those who aren't injured, as we know, Mate Blumel injured. Razor, we'll talk to you later on in the show. We're going to focus in on Pavel Zacha here, guys. As you heard Razor say, a game time decision, but it would be a huge boost to their face-offs, to their defense, to everything to have him back in the line.
He touches the game everywhere.
Yeah.
He does. Also, 5-on-5, you're trusting him at the beginning of a period and at the end of the period. You're trusting on the power play and the penalty kill. You need him to help drive a line, to stabilize a line partner. Very, very important. He looked good this morning, seeing him come in early. I mean, look, we know he's a game-time decision. I'm going to think that he's going to do everything in his power to skate tonight.
And I think his type of play is really needed tonight against a team like Detroit, which is very gifted offensively, but they struggle defensively. His 200-foot game, as in Zacha's 200-foot game, could be very valuable this evening.
Electric Players, presented by Granite City Electric Supply. Electrical contractors get free overnight delivery almost anywhere in New England with the GCE Night Train. And our electric player is Alex Steves, who's got the most points that he has in his career with 4 in a year, that being. And 10 games so far, 2 goals in the game on Wednesday, guys. Excuse me.
Yeah, he's got 3 points in his last 4 games. You had mentioned it earlier, Sophia. One of the things that you like to have a mentality of is next guy up. Well, guess what? This young guy at age 25 was next up, Billy, and he's earning the responsibility. Oh, this was such a nice play, wasn't it? A nice shorty right there. But a great pass by Minton. But he is very responsible. He's 200 feet. He's a good penalty killer, and he has earned the trust of his coach very quickly.
Yeah, there's always there's just saying, make the decision easy for the coach or the coaches, and
Yep.
Of all the players that they've had coming up, he's doing it the most. He's got the 6th most hits of any Bruins forward with 35 right now.
Very
Now,
nice.
hits don't always tell the story, but for a player that relies on to make it to this level, he had to be an offensive player all the way through the American League just to get a chance with Toronto and with here. But now at the Bruins, yes, they want him to score, but they want him to do other stuff too. To Barry's point, he's starting to kill penalties. He's playing a different role. He can play second line to fourth line. And again, 6 most forward hits, 35 hits so far. That says, you know what it says? He's willing to do whatever it takes to stay in the line.
And what do we always say about being a good hitter? You got to be a good skater.
Yep.
He's got really good wheels, and I think too the impressive thing to me, he's not a big guy like we were talking earlier.
Average, yeah.
He's 6 feet, 200 pounds, but he plays much bigger than his size.